Have you ever noticed how the most boring businesses are often the ones that quietly make people rich? No flashy startups, no trendy apps, no Silicon Valley drama. Just simple, old school, practical businesses that never go out of style. It's funny, because while everyone is chasing the next big idea, the real money is often hiding in plain sight. And today you're going to see exactly how 8 boring businesses, yes, boring, can almost guarantee you millionaire status if you commit to them and build them the right way. Let's start with something so simple that most people completely ignore it. ATM machines. Imagine you buy one ATM, place it in a busy convenience store, and every time someone withdraws money, you earn a small fee. Sounds tiny, right? But small numbers add up fast. There are stories of people starting with one machine and turning it into a network that brings in tens of thousands every month. Think about that. Money literally working for you while you sleep. The key isn't to go all in at once. Start with one, learn how to maintain it, find a good location like a nail salon or a small grocery store. And once you've proven it works, slowly expand. One machine becomes 2, 2 become 10, and before you know it, you've built a small empire out of cash boxes on the corner. Now let's move on to another classic, laundromats. Nothing glamorous here. No fancy branding, no complicated product. Just washers, dryers, and people who need clean clothes. Yet laundromats have one of the highest success rates of any business, often around 95%. People will always need to wash their clothes, recession or not. The beauty of a laundromat is that it can seem like passive income. You pay for the machines, rent the space, and customers do the rest. But don't be fooled, it's not magic. The real work comes from keeping the machines running, maintaining a clean, safe environment, and picking the perfect location. The closer you are to apartment complexes, colleges, or busy neighbourhoods, the better. And once you've nailed one location, that's when you can expand. It's not about being flashy, it's about being consistent. Next up, and this one might surprise you, is equipment rentals. Imagine you own a few air compressors, generators, or even construction tools. There are companies that need these items for a few days, a week, maybe a month, but don't want to buy them. That's where you come in. You rent them out, collect a daily or weekly fee, and before you know it, that one-time purchase starts paying you back over and over again. What's even better is the tax efficiency of this business. When you buy equipment, you can often deduct its cost, meaning your profits can be largely tax-free. That's money in your pocket. Sure, you have to handle maintenance, logistics, and delivery, but those are all manageable problems. Start with 1 or 2 pieces of equipment and learn the business. Before long, you'll realise this is one of the simplest paths to steady, recurring cash flow. But maybe you don't want to deal with machines. Maybe you want something built around people. That's where HVAC services come in. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Not exciting, but essential. Every home and business needs them, and the profit margins can be incredible. You don't need millions to start. What you need is knowledge. Go to trade school, learn the craft, and get experience under a local company. Then, once you're confident, start your own service. Focus on one small community, deliver quality work, treat customers like family, and your reputation will spread like wildfire. Local businesses today have a massive advantage with social media. You can advertise to thousands in your area with just a few clicks. And once you build your systems, scheduling, billing, customer follow-ups, you can scale to new areas. The hardest part isn't the work. It's starting small and staying focused long enough to grow. Now let's talk about something that almost no one thinks of as a millionaire business. Towing. It's not fancy, it's not high-tech, but it's one of those services that never stops being needed. Every day cars break down, trucks crash, and someone needs help fast. One tow truck, one driver, and you're in business. The margins are surprisingly high, especially if you specialise in heavy-duty towing. For big trucks or 18-wheelers, imagine being the only towing company that can handle large vehicles in your area. You can set your own prices because you're the only one who can do the job. Start with one truck, offer reliable 24/7 service, and soon word of mouth will spread. Once you've proven yourself, you expand. Another truck, another driver, another territory. It's not easy work, but it's steady, recession-proof, and incredibly rewarding for those willing to grind. Now, one of the biggest and most overlooked industries on the planet, waste management. Trash isn't glamorous, but it's a goldmine. Every business, every house, every restaurant, they all need their garbage picked up. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and even a small local operation can make serious money. One Canadian entrepreneur started small, managing local waste collection, and ended up building a company worth billions. How? By finding gaps in his local market and offering better service than anyone else. That's the key, not reinventing the wheel, just doing it better. Study your local area. Maybe your town only offers pickup once a week. Maybe businesses need extra collections. That's your opening. Once you find it, lock it in and expand slowly. It's not easy. You'll deal with trucks, routes, regulations. But if you stick with it, this dirty business can make you cleaner than you ever imagined financially. The seventh boring business is something that nearly anyone can start with almost no money: window cleaning. It sounds too simple to be profitable, but that's exactly why it works. You need a squeegee, a bucket, some soap, and the willingness to knock on doors. That's it. Start with local stores, small offices, maybe even banks. Once you build a few regular clients, you'll be shocked by how fast it grows. One client leads to another, then to another, and soon you'll have recurring contracts worth thousands every month. Some people have taken this humble service and scaled it to multi-million-dollar operations. The secret is in consistency and customer service. Show up on time, do the job perfectly, and people will happily pay you again and again. And because your costs are low, your profit margins can be incredibly high, sometimes 40% or more. And the final boring business that could turn you into a millionaire: local franchises or small food operations done right. Think of how Domino's Pizza started. One college town, one small team, one simple promise: fast, affordable delivery. They focused on doing one thing perfectly for one community. That focus became their superpower. Before long, they had the perfect system to replicate and expand. You can do the same thing with any small local concept. Maybe it's a sandwich shop, a cleaning service, or even a landscaping business. Focus on serving your immediate area better than anyone else. Learn every customer by name, and once your systems are smooth, expand to the next neighbourhood. It's all about building something small and strong before thinking big. Now maybe you're wondering, how can these boring businesses make you a millionaire? The answer is simple. They solve everyday problems. They have steady demand. They aren't trendy, so there's less competition. And they build recurring cash flow, money that keeps coming in month after month. When you focus on businesses like these, you're not just chasing a quick win. You're building real, lasting wealth. But here's the most important secret. The millionaire part doesn't come from how much you make, but how much you keep. Most people blow their profits on things that don't grow their business. The smartest entrepreneurs reinvest every dollar back into scaling their systems, buying better equipment, hiring people, or expanding territory. That's how you multiply your money. Whether it's an ATM business, a laundromat, or a tow truck, your biggest weapon is patience. Build slowly, focus on quality, and let compound growth do its work. And if you want to test your idea before going all in, here's a little trick. Pretend your business already exists. Build a simple website or ad and see if people are interested. If they click, if they call, you've just validated your idea without risking much money. You can even offer the service first and then deliver it through a partner, just to see if demand is real. This method saves you from wasting time and money on something that doesn't work. Once you've proven people want it, that's when you double down and build your own version. Think about it like this. Boring businesses are like hidden treasure chests. They're sitting right in front of everyone, but most people walk right past them because they don't sparkle. The millionaires of the world aren't always the ones with the fanciest offices or the flashiest brands. Many of them are quietly running companies you've never heard of, serving basic needs in simple ways, and laughing all the way to the bank. So here's your challenge. Stop looking for excitement. Stop chasing the next app or viral product. Look around your city. What services are missing? What do people complain about? What's outdated or poorly run? Those complaints are million-dollar clues. If you can solve one of those problems better, faster, or cheaper than anyone else, you're on your way to wealth. And remember, success doesn't come from complexity. It comes from consistency. You don't need a revolutionary idea. You just need a business that people rely on, a system that works, and the discipline to stay with it long enough to let it grow. So whether it's an ATM route, a laundromat, equipment rentals, HVAC services, towing, waste management, window cleaning, or a local food operation, don't underestimate the power of boring. Because sometimes the most boring businesses are the ones that quietly build empires. The truth is, 95% of people never take the first step. But those who do, those who stick with these simple, proven models, often find themselves living a life they once thought was impossible. The path to becoming a millionaire doesn't have to be exciting, it just has to work. And these 8 boring businesses, they work. Let me know in the comments which business you like the most. I'm really curious to know which of these businesses is the most appealing, and don't forget to subscribe to Business Strategist. That will become the largest channel of entrepreneurship on YouTube, and I'll see you soon. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only, and any results depend on your own decisions and actions.